Good day, everybody. I'm here with my friend Kevin. This is basically the man who's responsible for me even putting up a metal detecting movie, because he showed me some treasures one day and I said, no way you dug that stuff with a metal detector. And he had his Ace Freedom Plus metal detector, and he definitely did find lots of treasures. Here's one of the spots. This little plateau you can see, this clearing in front of us, was a homestead site. It has about 10 foundations, and for example, here's one of them. Here's one of the foundations you can see right in front of us, the hill there, the wall. And you can see all those stones down in there.
The town site.
Oh, a town site called Hindon Hill. So we're right in one of the cellar holes here. It's pretty overgrown right now. It's definitely a spot to come to in the spring, but you can still see the wall foundations there. And I'm basically standing in the pit. You can see it's almost as tall as me coming around there. This is just one of the cellar holes here in this area. So we'll definitely be coming back here to detect now that I know where it is. Let me show you another one here.
Just a sec. In the springtime when the grass is pushed down, that's what I found there.
Oh, cool. Here's one of the finds there. Stanhope is the county we're in. Number 76, dog tag 1921. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah, that's a nice find. I know it's going to be hard for you to imagine this, but right in front of us, where this little hole is grown in, there used to be a long building which could have been a store or something. Again, I'm sorry about all the overgrownness, but just a nice day to come out for a little walk and show you this area. And right in this area, down by these little clump of trees, which is basically at the corner of the foundation, you can see it drops off there where those grass is growing up. Kevin found another unreal unique item. Look at this weird find now. Isn't that something else? Look at the wings. Beautiful. And apparently what it is the radiator cap.
Off an old car.
Off some old car.
I'm not sure the era.
What do you think, Kevin? From when?
Don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to find out what car it's off of, really. If anybody knows, they could maybe tell us.
It's pretty big, yeah. If you could tell us what kind of a vehicle, that's why we'd love to post it, because we don't know.
It's solid brass and it's nickel plated, not chromed.
Nickel plated, solid brass, big. You can see the size of the thing. And it came right out here behind all these trees and down there in the bush when he was here metal detecting in the springtime. So that's a beautiful find again. If anybody can figure out what kind of a car that came off of or the area, we'd be really happy to know. Look at that. 2 pieces. And apparently there's a cap or something that would have latched over the top. So if anybody could help us out with what that find is, we'd love to hear it. As you can see, just before this tree in front of me, there's a little square area here. And you can still see part of the wall there that comes across over here. And this was basically the corner. There's still a little bit of timber. The last little 2 pieces of timber from the house are there. And this little was one of the ones. Again, we're just at the corner of that plateau again. It's just through that little opening. And here you can see some of the finds that got dug up there. An old plow part. There's the foot off of an old stove. Look at that, eh? And an old hinge and who knows what kind of stuff, eh? An old hoe. There's an old hoe, it looks like. Yep. See? Another hinge and pieces of that, and old square head nails. But anyway, another little foundation. And this place that we're looking at is from the turn of the century, or just prior to the turn of the century. 1880s. And amazing that there's still any signs of it still left here. Just a few foundations and a few pieces of rock. Look at this dark cellar hole. I don't know if you can see it. I'm standing on the wall. You can see I'm standing on a wall because it drops right down there. It drops right down there, you can see. You can see the wall going across that way, all across that way. And then you can see the wall really clear in front of us there. And that shaded hole. And it goes all the way across. And then there's the end of it. Let's see if I can get you the end of it here. See that cellar wall there? And it goes all the way across there and right in front of us. And then down, because now see I'm looking down the wall. See? There's a wall here. This is the typical size of because it was so cold, they didn't want to have to heat a lot of spot. So what's this, about 15 by 20? Maybe? Yeah. 18 by 25 maybe?
Yeah. And
this is another cellar hole. We're only a half a mile away from that town site we were at, Hindon Hill. And this is another one, but again right now it's a little bit too tough to do any searching, but it'll definitely be a spot to come back to. And you can see the main road is right there. Right off the main road, this old foundation. The house is gone, God knows since when, but nice stonework, eh? All the way down there you can see the stone foundation clear as a bell.
Yes, it's surviving pretty good.
It's doing good. It's doing very well. It's standing up probably about, in this corner it's about 4 feet tall, and it drops down over there. It's probably about 8 feet tall down at that end. And again, I'm leaning over. I don't want to fall down. I'm leaning over this edge. You can see all the stonework there. So anyway, this is another foundation of a homestead typical size that we find up in our area. And we'll let you know when we find stuff and get back to these places. Just thought we'd show you what we have available. Something for the future. Good morning, everybody. It's Local Digger. I'm at the little in town in Hindon. There's a small museum, and this is our little museum. And I'll just show you quickly. There's an old church. You can hear my dog. He's really mad I didn't let him out this morning. And we were just in Hindon Hills on those videos. Here's the old schoolhouse, Stanhope number 9. This was actually moved from that town site. We know that much because they saved it and moved it to this site so that we could still enjoy the history and the culture of it. So we know this school came from Hindon Hills, where we were just looking at those foundations on that plateau. Okay, that's that schoolhouse. And the foundations we saw of the home, okay, the foundations we saw of the home was like this house over here, the old barn we just passed. And this old house, as you can see, is about that size, 18 by 20, and it comes off one of those foundations, but not in Hindon Hill. There's a foundation right here in town I'll show you after that this came from. It's really close, but this gives you a really good close-up of what we're looking at, that dilapidated ones, of what they look like if they've been restored. It's a really good job. They did a really nice job on that. See? Look at the size of these boards that were used. They're absolutely massive. Okay? So this is again right in Hindon. Where I live is not even 2 minutes from here. And they try to preserve some of the buildings, the old schoolhouse, which we saw in Hindon Hills, and the church, the old barn, an old logging camp building, and this is Bull Run Home, 1860, where that foundation was here in a minute. But that is the old home, restored. It looks beautiful. Bye for now. Oh, and our bank that used to be right downtown in Hindon. And again, they've restored it.